This week's proud sponsors of the episode are Murphy & Young Limited. They design, manufacture, supply and erect bespoke timber kit houses and summer houses. You can visit them at murphyandyoungltd.co.uk or contact them at info@murphyandyoungltd.co.uk. If you're looking for any information, if you get any projects they can help you with, then just give them a shout. The lads are top notch. Hope you enjoy the episode. Cheers. Alright everybody, episode 14 and roundup. That guy's has got to be the best one yet, mate.
For me, it's got to be up there, man, with the results. It's been a tremendous week. Not just for all us amongst ourselves talking about it, it's gone national and it's making big headlines all about the place, so it's amazing.
And the thing is, we've backed to a level, mate, and won a fortune for the charity as well. I mean, how good was that? Well, you know, us as a juniors, as the West of Scotland, because we Spencer went for the Talbot and Clydebank, went for the two of them, bang, smashed it. Let's just get into it, man. William Hill Scottish Cup, Auchinleck Talbot 1, Hamilton Academical 0, Clydebank 2, Clyde 0. Unbelievable. The Talbot, we'll start with them. Hamilton were in the Premier League last year. You know what I mean?
I know.
The thing is, anybody that knows anything about our level, nobody's surprised.
See, that's probably the biggest compliment you can give Talbot, because it's like people were backing them. Right. People. I spoke to quite a few people as well. You've seen people writing it on social media and stuff. People really fancied them against the Hamilton side that are struggling, but I still take nothing away from it. What a result that is, man, for Tucker and that team. Amazing for the town, amazing for the club. Everybody connected to it. That is unbelievable. As you say, mate, Hamilton were in the Premier League last year, and now the Talbot have done them in the Scottish Cup at Beechwood. Amazing, mate.
Now you look at it, Hamilton, and they'll still have a couple of their players. 2 years ago, beat Rangers at Ibrox, and the Talbot go and beat them. And do you know the big thing for me was with the two of them winning, didn't lose any goals.
Aye. The biggest surprise is that nobody thinks it's a shock with Talbot anymore. I think that they seem to make it a regular thing that they take care of teams in higher up divisions, and it just shows you, mate, that they're more than capable and more than good enough to be in there. Maybe week on week championship, and that's a bit maybe too much because it's a big ask every week to do it. But in these 1.5 games, man, they're outstanding, aren't they?
Yeah, they're incredible. I mean, it's literally listening to, I was sporting yesterday and I was in a motor a lot, and listening to Clyde 1 and they're going on, oh, this is amazing. You're like, these guys, like they care in a sense that they're happy to promote it. You're like, you just don't get this. This isn't amazing. This is what we expect to happen. I mean, I had every confidence the two of them were going to win yesterday. I honestly had no doubt. I mean, I was watching the highlights there. G. Wilson takes his goal really well. But Talbot, a couple of chances. Big Leishman doing his job at the other end. 2 cranking saves. You know what I mean?
Big game players, mate. Aye. Big game players deliver in big moments. G. Wilson, what a striker. Yeah. Libby Shanker's getting his arse out, mate. Yeah. That's amazing, mate.
But how did you see his tweet that he retweeted for American Psycho?
Is it? See the best it was, mate. Even though none of them are my club, right? I've absolutely loved seeing every single one of the players and fans and committee celebrating in the videos and the pictures and giving it to the senior teams a wee bit, man. A wee bit of bants, mate. Say, not me. I love it.
Yeah, honestly, it's just class. I mean, you look at Clydebank 2-0. First half, I heard them off on Clyde 1. It's great that they're like their own Clyde 1, Hugh Keevans and Fraser Wisher. I think we're at the game. It's brilliant to get that kind of level of exposure. But Moff was excellent on the radio talking about it. It's like first half, similar to the Elgin game at home park. Clydebank was kind of edged it, but then Big Jamie scores a goal. He's like, second half, he says, we're a better side, should have scored more. Exact same story against Elgin, they just never got the win that night.
I seen it today, right? And I seen first on Talbot. See Tucker? he's probably the best ever to be a manager at this level, mate. Best ever, mate. Without a question of doubt. The guy's frightening, mate. The guy, how he just keeps getting teams going like that, how he keeps taking scalps like that, how he keeps producing good, successful teams like that, unbelievable. And then I look at Moff and I look at their backroom staff and all that as well, and they're top notch. What they players are getting every ounce for their manager and their club, and that's an unbelievable result. And see, the best it was, I watched the highlights between the day and last night. Anytime I've seen snippets of the highlights, mate, see, the only highlight that they had was Jimmy Donnelly coming and taking a cross, mate, right at the end.
But mate, it looked like they absolutely battered them in the second half. And see, you're talking about like Tucker. I mean, I honestly, I don't know how much, like, you don't know how long Tucker's going to continue managing. I mean, he's still like only in his 50s, so he's not exactly an old guy. But see what he's done in the last 20 years. It's incredible. But it shows though, because Tucker is kind of, he's old school. And I think that what Tucker's biggest strength is, and I might be wrong, is he knows how to pick a player like for elsewhere to bring in. Instead of like, he can pick in 2 or 3 players every year or two who add the quality that they need to just continue to be so relentless. But then you see,
I tell you, when I've spoke to people, mate, see one of his biggest probably was when me Butch and that said that sees ability with players that have done it for him for so many years, and then he just kind of not bomb them out, but kind of just bring in a new breed, bring in a new player, bring in a new face, and they maybe don't feature as much. And it's big characters, big players. That is how you're a top manager, mate. See, when you can do that and you're not driven with sentiment, you're just pure driven with success and ruthlessness to do that to even people that have gave you everything, and you're just that ruthless and that much a winner that you can bomb boys out and drop boys out.
The thing is, he's just so good at it. But like I was saying, like Tucker's kind of old school, but he's so effective at what he does and who he gets in. Then you see Moff's very modern, a lot younger, very modern. But it's like you said, you're spot on. 2 teams that just want to play for the managers, and it shows that you don't need the same type of guy to be successful. They're so different that the players want to play for him. It's incredible. And we just want to say tremendously well done to them, man. Unbelievable.
Thank you, mate. Amazing. What a result that is. 2-0, clean sheet. The 2 of them, 2 clean sheets.
I know.
And it's unbelievable. They've not conceded against the senior sides, and they're in that draw. I really hope and I really want them to get the big ones. I would love them to get a Celtic Rangers. And you know what as well? I really, and I've said this publicly anyway, I think that I fancy Darvel to do the business, I know.
We've said it repeatedly on this. See if there was one I had to pick out the 3 to win, and I hope I'm not going to jinx him. Before the ties were done, if there was one out of the 3 I had to pick, I'd have said Darvel would definitely win.
Yeah.
It's still a really hard game, going up to Brecon and that, but I just really fancy him tomorrow. By the time this comes out at 5 o'clock Monday, so it'll be a couple of hours to kick off. People watch us before or whatever, and maybe watch it after. They'll know what's happening.
I don't even think it's pressure, because what the other teams have done, I see it more as a motivation, and I know that the players are going to use it as a motivation, because they're going to go. It's not going to. We're going to make it just not be all about the Talbot and Clydebank. We're going to make it about Darvel as well, and we're going to get ourselves into that draw. You imagine the 3 of them in it.
Until 3 of them in the 4th round.
Thanks to thee, mate. I know I need to get him.
Because that was he's 5. I know they've not been doing very well, and they're just going to sack their manager and stuff. But that's a big win for them. And
mate, it could end up teams getting each other in the 4th round of the Scottish.
Imagine getting into is it the quarters after this? After the 4th round?
I don't think so. I don't think it's is it?
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm going to check it now, right? But I mean, like you said, back today, like it's no generally what we talk about. But you look at, I mean, that's a massive result for them. And that's another one. I was really happy to see that, because they're the same tier as us, and it's just brilliant, man. And it's absolutely class, to be honest with you. But I'm actually just going to check that out, because I want to see what.
See, the thing is, I hope they get the ties that they deserve, because the boys all deserve it, the management, the club, everything about it. They all deserve it. Do you know what I mean? But whoever they're going to get a good side.
Mate, see, the thing is, it's not even just like, you know, that if any of them get a say like a Rangers, it's pretty much done. But see if you get them on the telly or at Park of the Ibrox, see what that's worth to a club that financially it's incredible, man. I know, mate. So
look at East Kilbride that cup a few seasons ago when they got Celtic, mate. Do you know what I mean? And then even we spoke to Baz Russell, that memory for the boys could live with them the rest of their life. But don't get me wrong, the results are pulling off the new are memories forever.
So it's the 4th round, 5th round, then the quarters. But imagine, like, just for talk's sake, Talbot and Clydebank go to each other, right? So one of them's guaranteed the 5th round. I mean,
last 16, the Scottish.
I mean, the Scottish Cup, mental, beyond me. Anyway, well done, lads, incredible, and all the best to Darvel when they play. We're going to move on to the Scottish Junior Cup. Ashfield 1, Yoker 3, Gartcairn 1, Artley 4, Borough 1, Robroy 3, Largs 1, Dundee North End 0, Muirkirk 0, Dice 1, Petershill 2, Lochie United 1. Right, walk us through your game, mate, because I've not really spoken to you at all about it. I don't know why I even message him Friday.
I've been off the radar a wee bit, innit?
Aye, I don't know why I message you.
Listen, mate, there was a good crowd, and my one big thing about it was a horrible night, mate. See, weather-wise, I wish for both clubs it was a wee bit, the weather was a wee bit better, but don't get me wrong, people still turned up their numbers and watched the game. First off, we were against that one, mate. Cauldron goal hitting goal kicks and they're going to the 18-yard box. Do you know what I mean? And we've done really well. We've got to like 42 minutes, 41 minutes, and they've scored. See, we could have held on to maybe at half time and went in 0-0. But Gaffer changed the shape, made a substitution at half time, got it absolutely bang on, in my opinion. Second half, we've come out, we've got back to 1 each, and we've missed a couple of big chances at 1 each. Me, McManus is through. Just took too long on the boys, no get the shot away. One cleared off a liner, their goalie saved it. And then Yoker have went up the park, scored for a corner. Poor for our side. And then they scored like 2 goals in 5 minutes and it's just knocked the stuff in it. I'd say our heads went a wee bit. But listen, mate, we're disappointed. We huffed and puffed towards the end. One maybe crossed the line, but if anything, that would have just been a consolation goal the time it happened. But no, me and Maxie and the boys and that we're all gutted because it's just they fine margins in it. It's the games we're back to 1 each, we've got the wind in our favour. You think we're going to kick on and we've missed a few opportunities. Yoker have done well and scored a couple of goals, especially their third goal. It's a good quality worked goal. But see, being honest with you, if I want to put my hand in my heart, Yoker were the better side on the night. I think Yoker knocked the ball a bit better than us. I think tell you with the home side, even the second half, they popped it a bit nicer than us, better on the surface than us. So I can't really take anything away from Yoker. I think that they probably deserved it, but that night promised so much more for us because 65 minutes in, near enough 70 minutes in, at 1 each, we looked as if we might have went on to win the game. But one of the things, mate, it's happened. A couple of days have passed. It's no sore as what it was, PG, but I'm not going to lie, mate. I found it tough this weekend, mate. See, when you think about football, the other teams have gave me a jag, seeing the all junior teams doing well, mate. But I'm gutted, mate. I'm gutted for the boys, gutted for the club, gutted for the gaffer. Be honest with you, mate, I'm gutted for myself, mate, because I wanted it so badly, but it just wasn't meant to be, mate. Better side won on the day, and we dust ourselves down and we wish Yoker all the best in the quarter-finals against Dice, mate.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. That's one you can have fancied beating as well in the quarters, even though it'll be a decent side, you really would think.
Aye. See, being honest with you, mate, look, Yoker, that game between the two of us, both teams would have looked at that and goes, it's a winnable tie for both teams, and Yoker were better on the day, mate, and their goalies had a few good saves as well. But the conditions were horrible. But I'm gutted, mate. I'm gutted. See, actually talking about it, mate, it still fucking hurts, mate. You know what I mean?
It's funny, like you're saying, obviously, like I couldn't make it because of work and stuff. But 300 or 400 at a game, and the weather was minging. I mean, it was freezing. It was blowing a gale. See if that's a nice. We've been to, obviously, the Friday night games and all the St Peters and the Drum game, and like every game that's a Friday night or a Sunday, the crowds are cracking at it. People want it and love it. We are always champion.
It was a good crowd. It was still a good crowd down there, and people were braving the elements. Listen, mate, I don't want to see games getting called off, mate. But see, the win, mate, the win kills the game. Do you know what I mean? But to be fair to Yoker, mate, they knocked the ball out nice, especially where they dealt with the conditions better than us as well, mate. So they did played a smarter way than what we did. But nah, fair play to them, mate, and I do wish them all the best in the quarterfinals.
Arthur beating Gartcairn 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
We say all the time how relentless Arthur, because Gartcairn are on a right good run now.
Yeah.
Side being in a cracking bit of form.
Yeah.
Arthur's a Premier League team that are just not in the Premier League yet. That's all for me. That's all it will be next year. Arthur,
that's a tremendous result. Tremendous result. Take nothing away for that. That's a comfortable. That seems comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Right. I might be getting it wrong there because I did see it was at 2-1 at one point, but they're a very good team, mate. Very, very good team. I think that they're one of the top. They're one of probably team of the seasons into so far because of their results and their runs that they're going on. It's unbelievable in every competition and stuff. So amazing for them. That's good going, that, mate. Honestly, what a result for Arthur.
See, Arthur, I mean, you look at it about full time when we were playing and stuff, when we started playing 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was. Arthur were always a big Premier League team, you know what I mean? And they've had a wee dip now that they're starting to come back, and I can't see by them for that league, to be honest, this year.
See, Arthur, right? Arthur have got very good players, but see, week in, week out, when I see the Arthur team, doesn't change hell of a lot, mate.
Right.
Doesn't change hell of a lot. They've got that nucleus of squad, and they don't seem to be picking up many injuries, but they've got this nucleus of squad that just seem to be so together and winning loads of games and playing for each other, and they've got good quality and all. Listen, there's a lot of good players in that dressing room, and fair play to them, mate. They don't fucking rotate squads, not like kind of likewise. They might change one or two here or there, but the basis of that team stays the same, and that's how you build success, mate. Because that every player knows inside out what their teammates going to do. They know their own job as well, and that just pure breeds success. So they're absolute flying, mate. What a team!
A couple of Premier League teams getting through that for me I'd expected. Rob Roy beating the Borough 3-1, Largs beating Dundee, North End, which another. I expected them to win that. I feel for Muirkirk a wee bit losing to Dice. That'd have been massive for Muirkirk. I wouldn't even be able to hazard a guess when the last time Muirkirk had a team in the quarters of the Scottish. So I feel for Kevin and the boys because that's quite a sore game for them.
Yeah. I think, see, being honest with you, mate, Muirkirk will be feeling the same as us. I think Muirkirk will be. See the thing is, right. See Dice, Yoker, Muirkirk, and us. Every one of us have probably been guilty right before the games get played at the weekend. Looked at that draw for always and goes, there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity, a good opportunity, because let's be realistic. If any team was to pick teams, they would have handpicked an Ashfield, they'd have handpicked Yoker or Dice or Muirkirk.
I know.
So for us in Muirkirk to go out, it's very, very disappointing. But listen, it's good to see Yoker doing well. It's good to see another team, not just for the West, Dice, and it makes it exciting. I think that Yoker will do the business against them. And how good would that be for Yoker to get a semi-final? But Johnston, Borough, tough. Rob Roy, well,
it's a no bad result too.
Listen, it's not really, man, is it? Because there's no good result in the cup when you go out. Do you know what I mean? There's no.
Potentially Rob Roy being two leagues above them next year.
I know, but Jamie and that would have still been hoping at home at Akini Park, and
look, he's got good players. For me, the Borough haven't had a good enough season where they can turn around and say, "Oh, we should have been able to do this or that." Because Robert are starting to pick up a wee bit of form and all.
They have, and that's hats off to Max saying that, because that's a great result. And he signed a few players of late that have been playing for them and are probably being cup tied. So he's probably had to bring boys back in, and they've obviously done well. They've won the game. They're in the quarterfinals of the cup. Tremendous for them. They've hit form at the right time. So, but Jamie will be disappointed as well. He's at home. He's hoping for his boys to give him a big performance, maybe that they're not been quite doing regularly in the league. But he'll still be disappointed at that.
Yeah. Right, moving on, quarterfinals. Largs, well done to Arnie.
Arnie, mate. Arnie's team are like a good cup team, by the way. They seem to.
Largs are always a good cup team, man, aren't they?
I know, mate. And listen, you can't write Largs off, mate. You cannot write them off, because Dundee wouldn't have been no mugs. So that's a very good result for them. And keeping a clean sheet, it's always a tough ask, especially with probably the conditions. So well done to Largs getting through as well.
Right, Strathclyde Demolition Cup, quarterfinals. Yep. Bellshill 1, Drum 3, Neilson 1, Glencairn 1, 5-4 to Glencairn and penalties, St Cadoc's 4, Hamley Row 3. I seen Hopi was putting on social media that they were pretty poor, but Bellshill, that's a bit better for them. That's it's a result they'd probably be looking to kind of. You're looking losing 2 goals by 2 goals. It's better than what they've been. They've been getting a few skeltons recently, so that's good for them. You kind of look at it a bit closer. I think Neilson will feel quite sorry about that, because that's a Premier League team. They've went and run all the way, lost in penalties, so they'll be a bit gutted at that.
Mm-hmm. It's always you know what it's like. Firstly, I don't think anybody from outside really would have fancied Bellshill to win the game, and that's not being disrespectful. That's just the way that recent results have went. So that's expected that they would through to the next round, the Drum. So hope his team are going well in the cup as well as the league. As you say, more respectable for Bellshill, but they still know what they want, know what they'll know what they'll expect. But so it's Neilson will be gutted, right? But it's a pure lottery. They've pushed Glencairn, and Glencairn's recent results have shown that they're a good side. So that's been a good tight game. It's been probably really competitive, or probably a right feisty cup tie. And you know what it's like, unfortunately, when it goes to penalties, it's just a wee bit of luck. It's a wee bit of luck there as well. And Glencairn have came out and tapped. So it's good for them, good for their confidence, because you know yourself, PGC, when you win a game in penalties, mate, it just feels that wee bit more special. And in the same time, when you lose one, sometimes it's hard to take. So
St Cadoc's 4, Hamley Row 3. I was talking to South the other day. He says they won the own it yesterday, scored a last minute goal. It's well done to Hamley Row, because I mean I love seeing teams in our league push kind of the bigger, better clubs all the way. And St Cadoc's have got the result which you would expect them to get, but Keith can be really proud that his boys were able to push St Cadoc's, who are all pretty much the standard of a Premier League side, to the last minute. But that's the difference. I seen a hat-trick as well, you know what I mean? It's a bit, that's extra quality.
Yeah, bang on, mate. Absolute bang on. It's a hard one for Keith and his boys, but one that they'll certainly be proud of, because it just shows you that they can compete. That's Clyde gave St Cadoc's a really good game, and then now Hamley Row. So listen, the golf are class, but as you say, it's quite like we're saying. We're talking about like when Talbot and that, if they went up to the higher leagues in senior football, we would maybe find it more difficult, which I don't know if they would, but consistently. And I think that would be like Hamley Row and Clyde, and that's probably now that in these one-half games, they're very much more than capable of matching the teams for long periods of time. But if you wanted to ask them to go and do it every week, it might be a different ask. But Dykes, he's a player, mate. I think he's one of the top players in the league, in my opinion. When we played against him, I thought he was a classy operator. The way he picked up the space, he's used to the ball, and how comfortable he was in the ball. He's a very good player. But as you say, good players give you quality in big moments, and that's what's happened in the cup tie. But commiserations to Harmony Road, they've pushed them all the way, and that's not been a one-sided affair, man. Sounds like a cracking cup tie, brilliant game. It would have been brilliant to go and see that, because it sounds like a cracker of a game, and to hope for Harmony Road keep the heat up and just keep working hard at it, because it's working, and keeping what his staff and the boys are doing is obviously working, because they're pushing well.
I have a wee bit where Division 4 feels a bit different, because obviously St Peter's been in it. I know quite a bit about it, but it feels like, because we're all brand new teams, I always look out a bit more for them. And I think that for a team just brand new into the level, to get to quarterfinals and push a good side so close, it's credit to them. They've done well. Right, we're going to league football now. Premier League, Bonnet 2, Cumbernauld 2, Hurlford 1, Meda 1, Troon 2, Cowannon 2, the Bens 1, Cumnock 2. First game for Brian McGinty as the new Cumnock manager. 2-1 win against the Bens, which at Tinto isn't an easy place to go. I mean, everybody's pretty much seen it when you go there. It's a difficult game. So cracking first game and cracking first win for them.
Aye, well, firstly, congrats to Gints and Aitchison getting the job done there. Wish them all the best. We've got a lot of time and a lot of amazing people doing it coming up. So wish the guys all the best. And what a start, great start, because as you said, mate, the Ben's recent results have been very good. They've obviously won at Cowannon. They've drew with Pollock. So for them to get off the mark with 3 points, you can't ask for any more. I've watched these interviews and that as well, and you could see for the images on Twitter and all, their squad was quite thin. I think they only had a few subs on the bench. So probably been a busy and tough couple of days for Gints and HA, but at the same time, they've got a reaction at the boys, and they've went and got a big 3 points, because the way recent results have been going for Cumnock and for teams running about them, then it was very important for them to pick up 3 points, and that's a very, very big and important 3 points, and it gives them a good base to start. But in the next couple of weeks, you'll probably see Cumnock adding a few faces, because Gints has done a tremendous job at Medar and Roseville and stuff, and he'll have players that he's probably earmarked and worked with that he's probably got his eye on as well. So I'd imagine there might be a wee few comings and goings in at Cumnock, but well done to them. That's a big result for them.
Yep. Bonneton, good point for them at home.
Yep.
Cumbernauld, even though they're doing that bottom half of the table, we've said it quite a few times, they're always quite a tough team to beat. I know Bonnet haven't beaten them, but that's a good result. Only their fourth game of the season they've picked up points, so that's good.
You always like to see Bonington pick something up, because, as you say, it's been a tough season for them so far. It's shown that they're still working hard, they're still being competitive, they're not giving up the ghost, like I said last week. Cumbernauld maybe looked at it and thought, it's a place we need to get in and try and be a big 3 points for us if we got it. Don't get me wrong, they've came away with a point, and it's just another wee point to add to their tally to try and keep them in the league. So they'll move on and they'll take the point, and you never know if the league finishes and they stay up with a point, it could end at a big point for them. So you never know, mate.
Meda, drawn with Hurlford away, 2 teams very close to each other in the league. A fair result possibly. Cowannon will be disappointed to drop points to Troon, even though Troon are having a decent wee spell. 1-2 at the last 3, obviously with the draw yesterday. Doing well, but I think it's not been a great spell for Cowannon. Any chances they've got to win in the league are looking like they've slipped away, because they're quite a way back. But they didn't lose, it was a point away from home. So quite tight in the Premier League this week. Moving on to Conference A, 4-2, Glasgow Union 0, Irvine Vicks 1, Maryhill 4, Lugar 0, Girvan 5, Saltcoats 0, Maple 3, Whitlets 4, Lesmahagle 2. No many big games in that league in terms of teams that are right close to each other playing. But Maryhill continuing their good run, beating Irvine Vicks 4-1. Whitlets again continuing their good run, beating Lesmahagle 4-2. That's a good result for Maryhill, as you've said. Ross and the boys are continuing that rich run of form, and
they're just keeping up there. They're keeping up there. They're having a very good season so far. So they'll just be hoping that doesn't stop anytime soon, and they can stay up in front, up near that top pack. So it's no. Whitlets is another one for Whitlets. They're going well under George, and good result for fourth. And as you say, it's maybe Luger's one that he didn't quite think. What was that, 5? You say?
Luger was 5 now. I was a bit surprised at that myself because Luger have been improving quite a bit, and they've been consistently improving. But they'll be quite disappointed with that. That's 2 in the bouncer blocks now if they're having a good wee spell. But good one for Girvan, a very solid, comfortable win for them. One I might touch on is Saltcoats. I know they lost 3-0, but that's against a good Maple side. And got the young boy Caddis in goals, who's been doing better. They get a win last week. That's looking more like they're competitive now. That looks a lot better for them. It's a bit like when Luger had that wee spell where you could just see the results turning slowly and they were just starting to get better. So hopefully that's what's happening with Saltcoats.
Yeah, man, they've lost the game, but they'll go again. They've shown in the last week or so that they've got more about them. So they'll be looking to bounce back next week and try and get another one under their belt. They've got themselves off the bottom of the league, I think, haven't they?
Aye, they're set bottom now. Aye, Irvine Vic. I've had that.
Are they bottom?
No, Irvine Vic's are bottom now.
Aye, so they've got themselves off the bottom. I think they got themselves off the bottom when they beat the Uni last week. So for them, they'll just want to build on that, and it's just baby steps. Saying, right, listen, let's no finish bottom. Let's look up the way and all that as well. So they'll try and keep it positive and move on to next week.
Aye. Moving on to Conference B, Ardere 4, Carluke 1, Dorine 0, Cambuslang 2, Greenock 4, Royal Albert 1, Port 4, Newmains 2, Renfrew 2, Glasgow United 1, Dorneywood 4, Kello 1. Good one for Ardere, getting themselves back on track a wee bit after 5 straight defeats in the league. So Sean will be happy with that, because I think it was a really tough wee spell we were having. For me, Dorai, another one just that we kind of touched on with Saltcoats here. You've seen it last week, pipping them late on. The improvement that Chris has got with that team in the last 6 weeks is incredible. I mean, they were getting scuddied at everybody, and now they're playing Cambuslang, who are on fire, and only losing 2-0. And that's a right credit to the management and the playing staff there.
No, aye. Firstly, for Sean, right, I've obviously got to know Sean through doing the podcast and all that, and I don't like to say it because this is the same league, but one guy I'm happy for is Sean getting a win. Because as you say, there's people started to think if they went after the rails and stuff like that. And Sean's, if you've watched Sean on any interviews, he's always been quite adamant and upbeat. So well done to Ardere and the boys for getting a result. That'll be a big one for confidence and just to show everybody, listen, we're not going anywhere. I think Sean says that himself. So well done to them. What was the other one you were thinking?
Dorai,
mate. I've said it. See the big thing. I said a lot about Dorai last week, and I stand by what I say. That they're competitive and doing a lot better, and they're a lot better organised and stuff. But for me, well done to Cambuslang again. The one person I'm going to give a big praise to Cambuslang is a goalkeeper, mate. I don't know how many saves he's had to make. I think it's Andy Wilson. I don't know how many saves he's had to make in the game.
Did you see the stat? Did you see the stat for that? Was like 99 goals they scored. Their second goals are 99th goal of the season. They've conceded 15 goals.
Mate, he's kept unbelievable 99 goals, and see, he's kept 8 clean sheets, consecutive clean sheets. It's a new club record for Cambuslang, and it doesn't matter what league you're in, doesn't matter what level you're playing. Tremendous, mate. And goalkeepers don't often get the plaudits, but he's had to make saves in the 8 games, no doubt about it. And for the boy, he beat a club record. That'll take some going for a team to beat that. For a goal to beat that at the club. 8 consecutive games, mate. Unbelievable.
He's beaten a club record, and that's no like I'll use Saltcoats for example, who have never been a tap team. It's a Cambuslang team who've won Scottish Junior Cups, won the tap leagues and all that. They're like, have been a right tap side. So for the fact that he's been able to do that, it's incredible. I can't believe, you know what it's like at our level? A lot of teams lose goals. You just lose goals because of the nature of the way that the football is. To lose 15 goals and it's nearly December. You're like, incredible, man.
And they'll probably credit their goalkeeping coach Andy Morum down there. He's dealing. But imagine having him as your goalie coach. You know what I mean? It's like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable for the boy as well. Do you know what I mean? You get into training every week and there's an actual real legend putting you through the paces and giving you advice. You know what I mean? So the boy's obviously like a sponge and taking it on board and hats after him, man. 8 consecutive clean sheets, man. I need to give that boy a big shout because the goalies often, players hate goalies. Everybody hates goalies. Everybody calls them scudders, scuddies, daft goalies. But there's one that's no daft. 8 clean sheets, man. Get the cigars out, my man.
Right, not to promote another podcast, right, on the show.
What's that noise?
I don't know.
You hear that noise? No, it's a bad line there.
Don't know. Right, not to promote another podcast on the show. I've started listening to Ben Foster's podcast.
All right,
it's actually, see if I've been a daft goalie. It's pretty good, sort of man.
He does a lot during games and all that, doesn't he?
But it's quite interesting.
How did you get away with that? But
see, as much as it was good for Ardea to get a win, as daft as it sounded, it was almost a bad weekend for them as well because everybody about them won as well. They never like they could have got a wee bit of breathing room for it. I mean, Greenock won 4-1, the Port won 4-2, Thornley would get a good 4-1 win. A wee mention for Renfrew winning 2-1 against Glasgow United. What a job Jimmy's done since he's been there.
Aye, that's the hanging on. And see, being honest with you, mate, that's made that an even worse week for us because we got ourselves back in near the pack with a win last week, and then as you say, all the teams that's just kind of in that pack have won. The only one kind that never won was Glasgow United, and they've ran, by all accounts, they've ran Renfrew close on the day. I don't think there's been much in it, but Jimmy did tremendous. I don't think he's lost. I think he's won every game, hasn't he, so far?
I think he's had one draw, maybe. But he's won everything else. I think he's had one draw and everything else.
He's doing tremendously well, and Renfrew are doing really well. Greenock are doing well again as well. That's an expected win for them, but at the same time, Doyle will be happy with that. They're putting a run together as well.
4 in the bounce for Doyle. 4 in the bounce for them in the league.
Big one again, mate. I keep saying it, but Forneywood, mate.
I know.
Nizzy and Dolzy and the boys down at Forneywood they're probably the informed team, one of the informed teams in the league. One of them anyway, probably up there, along with a kind of canvas line for current form. Another 4 goals. They're scoring loads and loads of goals, and they're not conceding that many either now. So he's got them really going. Big one for them this weekend. I think they're playing Renfrew. I think it's Renfrew Forneywood this weekend. And the Port's bounced back after last week and getting a 4-2 win, and it doesn't matter how you get the win sometimes, just to get that, forget about that loss the week before. And we're down there at the weekend, which is going to be a difficult one.
Moving on to Conference C, only the 3 games. The Rock 1, Ants 3, Vale Clyde 0, Vale Leaving 1, Wishaw 2, Larkhill 4. Arguably the result of the day for me was the Ants going to Jimmy McGrory Park and beating the Rock 3-1.
Brilliant result for Ants. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant result for Ants because the Rock have shown they've got a bit about them. They've picked a couple of results, albeit they drew last week, but they've won the week before. So never an easy game doing it, McGrory, mate. So that is a tremendous result for Danny and the boys. Absolute tremendous. Especially the Rock went out and Andy done a good bit of business this week, getting the boy McGuigan back in and getting Cooks back for Hurlford. So they added a couple of bodies as well this week. So that is a top result. That's one of the best results of the day, in my opinion, for St Anthony. And it's always tasty and a good wee atmosphere. And it's, although there's a friendship between the both clubs there is still that rivalry there and all. So tremendous, brilliant. I take my hat off take my hat off to Danny and the boys for getting down there and picking up a top 3 points, and they're doing well.
I mean, and funny we spoke about this a couple of times. The Ants are a bit of a mixed bag this season. They've won 10 points off like the Rock, Nielsen. They've had some cracking results. Then they'll lose to lesser teams that after the results you think they would get. But I suppose that's just the likelihood is they're going to end up in a higher league than they were before the West was set up. So it's credit to them, they've done really well. Down at the other end of the table, Villa Clyde and Villa Leaven, 1-8 Villa Leaven. That's a big win for them. That gets them both on to 12 points. And the Villa Clyde had started to pick up. I know they'd lost the previous week, but they'd won the 2 before that and got a draw before that. So Villa Leaven, that's a cracking 3 points for them.
It was a late goal, I know. I think he scored in about 86 minutes or something I seen. So, no, that's a big game, as you say. 2 teams kind of down there together. And that's 2 good results for Villa Leaven. That's for their cup last week, their cup result. Well, I think it was last week, wasn't it, the cup result?
Aye.
To then go and get 3 points in the league. So it's been a good couple of weeks for Villa Leaven, and they'll be absolutely delighted with that.
Maybe kick one. Another story for Spud. Good one for Lark Hall.
Aye.
Spud will be disappointed in that. Very, very mixed bag and all for them this season.
Aye, it's a hard one to read the new with Spud's team because they were absolutely flying at the start of the season, and everybody was looking and going, they're a real hangman. They've took a dip of form, and then it's just a wee bit of inconsistency. But as Spud says, where they're sitting in the league to where they were when he took care, they're still very much on course to finishing a leagues above where they were going to be going. So they'll not be too downbeat. Spud's a resilient guy, so he's going to just need to keep getting on at the boys. He knows better than I do anyway. And he's got good players there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get a wee turn of form at some time soon, mate, because Spud's a good manager and they've got good players down there. So I think it'll only be a matter of time.
I think so. Division 4, good day for the Paisley clubs. Glenvale 4, BSC 2, the Mighty San Pedro's 3, Clyde 2. I'll just start on Glenvale and finish the show with San Pedro's. Glenvale, we beat them last week. Big win for us. I said it last week, much improved side. They're definitely getting stronger. That's a good one for John because BSC have been picking up a wee touch as well. Yeah. So they've kind of detached themselves from that Bolton group, got themselves kind of almost in the Rainway league now. But
always good to bounce back after a derby defeat, mate, be going and winning the next game, do you know what I mean? Because you've had the bragging rights and you've let them know about it, basically.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't keep them after the third one.
Aye, so they'll be chuffed to. You've still to play them again, PG, mate, and what you're saying, mate.
Yeah, I'm still throwing it out there. The next 3 times we'll beat them.
No, so they'll be chuffed to bounce back after a derby defeat.
So a good win for them, good 3 points, and they've had a really strong kind of last couple of months, so they've done well. Yeah. For us, I only got to see 20 minutes of the game yesterday because I was working. We started after the 20 I watched, Clyde were a better side. We looked quite ropey, to be honest. We're very depleted with a few of the younger boys playing at the back and stuff. And but we were 3-0 up, and then we must have been shite ourselves because Clyde scored 2 late goals and put a lot of pressure on us. But for us, that was an absolutely massive win. 5 out of 6 we've won in the league. We've looked like we've turned a corner. The gaffer and Gav and that did a great job. And we're now at the stage where we win our games in hand. We're only 2 points off of Clyde to the top of the league, so it was a brilliant result for us.
Brilliant result, mate. And I'll be honest with you, I thought that the way St Peter's had been going a wee bit, it was great results, and then they would take a wee step back. And fair play, I totally agree with what you're saying, mate. I think that Taggy and Gav deserve a tremendous amount of credit, man. You see that there's a massive improvement in St Peter's, and as you say, he's at a young side. I've been fortunate to see a couple of times playing now. You've got a good 20s behind you and all that. So I think that St Peter's are impressing. playing a much better style of football. They're finding a way to win football games. The confidence is building. So, listen, these are outsiders. No doubts about it. Probably the way you would have wanted it anyway. But that result, and still to play these teams probably again,
we'll still get
an opportunity.
We'll side twice, and we'll beat Fanart twice. We're beating them both now. Lost to them both as well, but we beat Fanart. We were much better than them when they beat us, which Ryan was admitting himself. But we gave ourselves a bit of a wee jag. I mean, we've signed Chris Littler for the Ants. Chris has done really well at right back. Came in, been really steady, really composed. We've got Mark Story and loan for Greenock, who's done really well. Young boy Zach Taylor we've got up front, been really good, looking nice and tidy. Starting like a couple of Scott Lewis.
Where did you get him for?
To be honest, I think it was Rossdale 20s he came for.
Was it? Right.
And then Scott Lewis, ridiculous man. See, for our level, easily the best striker in the league. I think he's got, I might be wrong, or somebody will need to correct me, but I think he's sitting at like 10 and 6 or something.
He's a good player, mate. He's a good player. And for you to get him was a tremendous acquisition for the club. And to be honest with you, fair play to him, right? Because this is what I love about players. See, sometimes don't think about money. So just go and see if you need to maybe take a wee step back, don't to go back and play and enjoy your football and score goals. And then if you want to start progressing and pushing up again, but go back and play, go and enjoy, go and score goals. And I love to see that, mate. That says a lot about him as a person, where he probably could have went elsewhere for a wee bit more money, but he's chose to go to yourselves. And it's working out a good move for both parties, mate. So he's a good player. The good thing he's got as well, in my opinion, is he's got a very good under-20 side, a very young under-20 side. So he's always got that. You've always got the players hopefully coming through. So listen, I'll be honest with you, mate. I think the future's looking bright for St Peters, and I think he's doing very well. But he's still outsiders. But he's given yourself a good opportunity.
Well, that's it, mate. We'll give ourselves a fighting chance, and the pressure really isn't on us, to be honest. So it's good. The boys have been doing really well.
Yeah.
I don't get, like I say, I don't get to see them as much now as I'd like. But every time I go down, I actually enjoy going to the games. It's just nice. We're playing a good style of football on that. But we'll wrap that up for this week. I think we've went a wee bit longer than we normally do.
Aye.
Before we finish up, all the best to Darvo on Monday. Really hope you can get through to the level proud like you've already been doing.
Darren Miller's getting on the score sheet, mate.
Going to be a 35-yard zing.
He doesn't score a banger unless it's a penalty. You know what I mean?
Right, everybody, have a good week. Mona Darvo.
Everybody take care. Money West, Money teams. Into them, come on.
See you later.